bop along, explore with me. B-O-P, come bop along with me. B-O-P, come bop along, explore with me. B-O-P, come bop along with me. Bop! Hi, I'm Bop, and today we're at Blair Drummond Safari Park. We're gonna go and see all the animals that they have here at the park, and I can't wait. Let's go and see what we can find. So the first thing that we're gonna do in the safari park, because safari means going on a land journey, like in a car, to observe wild animals. Now, the animals in the safari park are no longer in the wild, are they? They're being looked after by Blair Drummond Safari Park and all of the team here. But we're going to go through their drive-throughs first. So this is why we're in the car, on the bumpy roads, and we go through 4 different reserves, they're called, and we'll see all the different animals that we can see. Oh, it's a bit bumpy. Here comes the first one. Here we go into the lion reserve. You can see they have to have these big gates because it wouldn't be safe for us if lions were roaming around Scotland. And it's mainly female lions here, so you won't see a big mane. Lions are carnivores. They can only eat meat, but they wouldn't eat that often. So they don't get fed every day at the park. A group of lions, a family of lions like this, is called a pride. A lion's roar can be heard 5 miles away. They actually spend between 16 and 20 hours asleep every day. There's only 24 hours in a day, so that's a lot of time each day asleep. You can see their big canines. Did you see their big teeth? Just like a little cat at home, it's cleaning itself with its tongue. Oh my goodness, this lion is right in front of the car. That lion went right in front of our car. I've never been that close to a lion before. That was amazing. This is Mondy, the elephant, and they only have one elephant at Blair Drummond. She's a female elephant and she's a bit older. She's quite old now, and she actually prefers to be by herself. So to look after Mondy, they've actually made the decision not to get any other elephants in, because she actually showed that she was happier by herself in her old age, having a bit of chill time. Did you see the way she just is using her trunk now to grab those bits of her food? They are so skilled with using their trunk, and they use it for lots of things, especially for feeding. So many amazing things to see. We've got another really big animal now, the white rhinoceros. White rhinos are actually very shy and timid creatures. You see their 2 big horns. And even though they look like big, maybe aggressive animals, they're herbivores too. They just eat plants. They don't kill anything. They also have really, really bad eyesight, but they have brilliant hearing and a really good sense of smell. They will charge if they feel threatened or they need to protect themselves. That's what their horns are for. They'll charge at things, but they often can't see very well when they're charging because their eyesight is so bad. I can see in their enclosure a big muddy wet patch. White rhinos love to get muddy, kind of like pigs. Those are the greater kudu. They're a really large antelope, and can you see that the males have those spiraled horns and they can jump really high. These big guys are called eland, And you can identify them because of the black patches on the back of their knees. They're also the biggest and slowest African antelope. Look, here he comes straight across. There's one going to walk across the road, straight across in front of us. Good morning, little eland. These are the Ankole cattle. Look at the massive horns that they have. And the male and female have horns. The male horns face forward and the female curve upwards. Grazing, grazing, grazing. So these are the leshwe, and they're the smallest antelope that they have at the park. And you can see some of them have some horns still left on their heads. They're amazing swimmers, and if they get frightened, they completely submerge themselves in water. So that means they go all the way under the water to hide. You can see the way that they use their jaw to chew their food. It's quite funny and sideways, isn't it? You can see their cheek muscles working. You don't need a lawnmower if you've got deer. You can see here how the logs are all around the trunk of the tree. And it's to protect the tree from the deer, because the deer would come along, strip off the bark, and the tree wouldn't survive. Lots of these animals that have to graze and get their nutrients from grass, it takes a long time to get the energy and the nutrients that they need. So they actually spend most of their day eating, grazing on the grass. These deer grazing up on this hill here with their furry antlers are Père David's deer. And they're actually extinct in the wild. And that is when places like this, like Blair Drummond Safari Park, are even more important. What an amazing thing to use your grounds for, looking after the endangered or extinct animals. We're in the macaque reserve now, the monkeys. And unlike a lot of animals in the wild, these macaques parent together. So they share the job, and you can see this beautiful little baby macaque being snuggled in there, probably being huddled away from the cold Scottish wind. Such a sweet little baby. Macaques can be quite cheeky and funny, and they can also hold as much food in their cheeks as they can in their stomach. So you can see all the little bits of climbing wall. What a fun way for them to get in and out of their little house, to keep them interested, keep them active. These two macaques here are taking part in something that's really important in the monkey world, and it's grooming. So that macaque that's sitting up is looking for a little, like when we get little head lice, they're looking for little bugs and things that they will groom out of the other macaque's fur. And it also helps them bond together. And it's also a status thing within the troop. So the more dominant ones will get groomed by the more submissive ones. This is the Bactrian camel. It can drink an entire bathtub full of water in 15 minutes. They have really long eyelashes to protect themselves from the desert sand. The two humps on the camel's back are not for storing water, but they actually store fat. We're at the zebra and giraffe area in Blair Drummond Safari Park now, and we can see all the zebras grazing behind us. Zebras look a little bit like horses, and they graze like horses, and like horses they can also sleep standing up. They have really sophisticated ways of communicating with each other. There's several different noises that they make, and they also use lots of different facial expressions, like baring out their teeth to communicate with each other. I love zebras. Here comes a giraffe walking across our shot right now. Giraffes, like zebras, have lots of pattern all over their bodies, don't they? Zebras have stripes and giraffes have blotches. All of their patterns are unique, so no two are alike, just like our fingerprints. The giraffe is one of the tallest mammals. You can see its really, really long neck. And because of its long neck, its heart has to work really hard to get the blood all the way up. You can also see it has two little horns on top of its head, but they're actually not called horns, they're ossicones. If the giraffe were to stick out its tongue to eat something, you'd see that their tongue is a really funny colour, black, blue or purplish. They also have prehensile tongues, which means they can use them really well to grab the food that they need for eating. Giraffes and zebras are herbivores, so they only eat plants, like the zebras grazing on the grass there, and the giraffes with their really long necks reach up into the upper branches of the trees and get the nice fresh juicy leaves. Just like our giraffes and our zebras with their individual patterns on their coats, we have individual fingerprints, don't we? So let's go and do a fingerprint camouflage craft together for being at Blair Drummond Safari Park. Come on. For our craft today, you need paper and some brown paint. And you also need some pens and markers to colour in your drawing first. So you might be able to get your grown-up to help you do a little cartoon giraffe. Draw a little outline. Then you can get your markers and you can colour in just the yellow part of your giraffe, because remember how giraffes, the markings on their skin are unique to each giraffe, just like our fingerprints are unique to us. So we're going to make the little pattern on a giraffe's skin with our unique fingerprint. So the first thing you need to do after you've drawn and coloured in your lovely giraffe is dip your finger into some of your brown paint. And then you're just going to start making your mark. And you'll see your lovely fingerprint starts to make the giraffe skin pattern for our little safari craft. Because we learned, didn't we, that zebras also have a unique pattern. That means that no other zebra has the stripes in exactly the same way. Just like no giraffe has exactly the same markings on their skin as another giraffe. And your little giraffe that you make isn't going to be like anyone else's. And being our own person and being unique is one of the best things, isn't it? And we have to celebrate our differences. So you make a funny little giraffe and you can smudge them around, smooth them out a little bit, make them squidged in. You can do it whatever way you want to do. And then you have a little giraffe. And don't forget that we would love to see your lovely pictures of your Blair Drummond giraffes. So you can find me on Facebook or Instagram at BopTime. Wow, look, the tigers are out. Sometimes they like to hide away in Blair Drummond, so you don't always get to see them. They're Siberian tigers and they're the largest and heaviest living cat. Can you see all their stripes? Just like our zebras and our giraffes, they have a unique pattern just like our fingerprints, and they use their patterned stripy fur to stay camouflaged and hidden in the forest. Unlike your little cat that you might have at home, tigers love swimming. They love going for a little swim. Look at the way you can see their shoulders almost rolling as they prowl around. I think they're so beautiful. That was amazing! We saw so many brilliant animals. Shall we sing a safari song? Yeah? Ready, steady, here we go. We're going on a safari, safari, safari. We're going on a safari to see what we we can see. I see an elephant, a big grey elephant. We're going on a safari, safari, safari. We're going on a safari to see what we can see. I see a tiger, a prowling, prowling tiger. We're going on a safari, safari, safari. We're going on a safari to see what we can see. I see a giraffe, a big tall giraffe. We're going on a safari, safari, safari. We're going on a safari to see what we can see. I see a zebra, a stripy, stripy zebra. We're going on a safari, safari, safari. We're going on a safari to see what we can see. I see a rhinoceros, a big horned rhinoceros. We're going on a safari, safari, safari. We're going on a safari to see what we can see. I see a lion, a big fierce lion. We're going on a safari, safari, safari. We're going on a safari to see what we can see. B-O-P, come bop along, explore with me. B-O-P.